Welcome to the Nursing Law Center. I'm Laurie Elston, and today we're going to be talking about retainer agreements and fee agreements. And we all know how important those are for your LNC and expert witness practices. And they're not easily obtained. Usually it requires an attorney who's going to write that for you and assist you in that process. And that's expensive. So today you're going to learn a little bit about contract law, and I'm going to give you some great examples of various fee schedules and various retainer agreements that we will go through clause by clause, and you will be able to create your own agreement with the exact terms that you want to have. So let me start with my PowerPoint presentation on this interesting subject. So as I said, this is all about creating your documents for your business. And these agreements are a contract, which puts it kind of in a special category that's different from most LNC topics, because this is something that is only in the bailiwick of an attorney. And the specific topics that I've chosen to focus our time on today are, first of all, I'm going to explain how it is that attorneys get paid, because I think that will help you understand the other side of this equation when you do want to make arrangements with an attorney for your fee schedule and payments. How much should you charge? That's a common question, especially with new LNCs and experts, and not an easily answered question. It is something that takes a bit of thought and a bit of research, and I'm going to tell you how to do that. So then we'll look at some fee schedules and what we call service agreements, which are contracts about your employment. I'm going to provide this, you're going to provide that, and this is what we agreed to. We'll go over expenses that LNCs and experts can charge, how to invoice. I'm going to share one of my invoices, a simple Word document. I'll show you some other invoices. We'll talk a little bit about collection issues, because you are running a business, so all of them end up dealing with some collection issues. And then retainers and retainer agreements, and then a specific hybrid of that, which is a replenishing retainer. So I will explain those, and then I've got examples that I've attached to the written documents for this class, which, as you have seen, if you've looked at it, are 22 pages long. So that means there's a lot of information to share, and I wanted to give you actual examples. But let's open it up for questions now related to the retainer side of things.
I don't actually have any questions. I think I'm just absorbing this, and I can fully see myself just kind of parroting when I put this together what you supplied, and just kind of filling in the blanks, and well, I mean, I think I'm off to a good start just with the materials that you've already supplied, just doing that. But I can see how really valuable this is to have as a protection for like us as business owners within our practice. And I mean, this has been a really great session to just kind of be more cognizant and aware of how this all works on that end. So I think that's a really important part of this process for me, is just to not only be knowledgeable and skillful in performing the job, but running your own business and protecting yourself and your time and your efforts is just as important, if not more.
Well, you're so right, Emily. The business aspects are foreign to most nurses, because most of them have been employees their whole life.
Right.
And so this is a whole new world in terms of running your business, even though what you're doing are making nursing judgments and analysis. And for LNCs who just go out and start reviewing cases and don't have any knowledge about business, you can run into trouble. And it is well worth your time to get some of these specifics like we've done today. Even if you don't use them initially, you will forever have an awareness that these other issues are out there. So if something comes up in the future, oh, that was an issue. I need to go look at that again. And you can take further steps at that point. But there are people that are oblivious to it, and there's people that misunderstand how some of these things work. I've seen it, every version. So I'm on the side of giving you more information, not that you're going to use it all immediately, but depending on what direction you individually go, you will have the base information you need to go to the next step with one of these issues. And there are a lot of LNCs that would like a retainer agreement. I've been in some LNC Zoom groups where someone's like, well, will somebody give me a template? And nobody's offering it. And I think probably because they've paid some good money for it. And there was one time an attorney that was lecturing, and one of the LNC said, well, will you give me a sample retainer agreement and just a template? And basically that attorney said, no, talk to a business attorney. And but part of what I shuddered at with that question is the fact that I think that using it as a template without understanding what severability means, what what these different provisions mean, is dangerous, because you could end up binding yourself to something without realizing it that could leave you in a bad position. And so it's a little I don't advise that approach either. So I like to raise the issue so you kind of know and understand what some typical provisions are and their impact. And that way you're going to be at least prepared to identify the issue in the future if you need to go further. All right. Well,
Thank you.
I will wish you all happy holidays then.
Yeah.
And I will see you in January, where we're going to hear more from you. It's not going to be as heavy on content like these last two have been. This one's going to be, how are you going to describe yourself? What services are you going to provide? How are you going to write up an introduction of who you are and make it compelling? So I look forward to working with you one-on-one each in these nice little groups for these workshops, because we can actually practice those things and help you get comfortable and ready.
Yeah.
Well, have a wonderful holiday.